That was a good night for Chicago. They had the kind of game that they liked. Got to They controlled the ball pretty well against us and got after us in the first half, rushing the passer and really had a nice night. I was really disappointed that we didn't show better in the first half. The first half just was much of a carryover from last week. We got sacked a bunch of times and couldn't get rolling and didn't convert on third down again on offense. Once we got out of the penalty situation with the defense, the guys played really good. I think that it's remarkable to note what Calitro and how Austin Calitro played. Michael coming in a couple days' time. Hakeem King starting and playing for the first time ever. Those guys did a nice job because we played a good night on defense, and we really gave ourselves a chance with a couple of turnovers, and we weren't able to capitalize on those, but still they stopped them and got their offense off the field a couple of times that were huge. So we're still work in progress, and you can see how hard our guys play. You can see how they fought throughout, all the way to the last seconds on the clock. That's going to help us win games, and we need to get going. We need to get our wins going, and it's fantastic to come home. It'll be exciting to see some of our guys come back to us next week. We'll see how many that is, but we'll need them, and we just need to keep growing and get better. And I think from the first half to second half we got a lot better, but it was too late. We played behind the whole night. Obviously, the turnover that they picked off, and Mukamara had a heck of a play in the game. He just took a shot at it and stole one, and that made a difference as we were coming back, obviously, because you saw us get down the field again. So very, very difficult night to take after last week and this week because we ain't used to this. We want to win some football games and get rolling.
How uncharacteristic were those mistakes coming to the point of the game they were by Russ?
They weren't characteristic at all, not even for a second.
Was Chris Carson hurt, or did you just go a different direction at the end?
No, he was a little gassed from working on special teams and helping us. We had some guys that were out, so he had to kind of double dip, and really I wanted to see how we could do with Rashad and give him some playing time, get him out there.
Where did the running game go from 2 quarters down in the middle of the game?
Well, unfortunately, we wanted to do better in the third quarter. I got shy to take a couple shots and look at a couple things, and it got him out of rhythm a little bit. And then after the first 2 drives, we got back and mixed stuff and worked it. But it was my fault. I got him trying a little bit too hard in there to take a couple shots, see if we could bounce something back and get back into the game quickly, and I shouldn't have done that.
You kind of touched on this in your opening remarks, but for the defense, they gave up that long touchdown and then just bounced back and played the way they did the rest of the game.
Yeah, no, the defense played great. I thought they played a fantastic game throughout. They were determined to run the ball, and they got 80 yards or something like that. The one drive in the second half was a really well schooled up drive for them. They mixed pretty well and got the ball down the field by just dinking and dunking and running. But other than that, the guys played great. The first drive is 3 penalties. I mean, we've grown out of this penalty thing, and for us to show them 3 in the first drive, that's just so far from what we've been working towards. And from that point on, we were fine. But that's backed up, jumping out, and then the 10-yarder, and then the other one downfield. Those are it's too many gimmies for them. It's really hard to stop somebody when you give them that much freedom with the penalties.
What's your initial impression of the protection for us?
It's like last week, there was a number of things, so we're not together right yet as well as we need to be. We've seen some fantastic rushers, and we have not been able to keep them from being effective. And the last 2 guys we saw might be the 2 best guys we'll see all year long. I don't know, but we're going to grow from that and get better. We obviously got better in the second half, and we threw the ball quite a bit when we needed to, and we protected quite well after that. So it's just unfortunate. They were so disappointed that happened in the first half after last week, and we wanted to turn that off, and it didn't happen yet. It took us a while.
Do you those sacks that Russell threw feel like guys not being able to get open? The Eagles sacks that Russell had feel like it was a product of guys not being able to get open.
Well, there's a little bit of everything. We missed an assignment. We got knocked back into him. We got covered up. So it's not like just one guy got whipped. It wasn't that. Yeah, there was a number of things that kind of broke down against a good group, and so it did happen. Yeah, it did happen twice.
How much did you feel like you missed Doug tonight?
We'll always miss Doug, I mean, how much do we miss Bobby, Best player, we've seen in a long time. And it's hard to play without those guys, but we did. And Austin did a great job. And Michael Kendrick did a great job to jump in for KJ. Fantastic job. And had a sack and made some good tackles. I think Kalicha might have had 8 or 9 tackles, something like that probably. It was a huge night for him. He came through in great fashion for us.
Is this the type of play you've been expecting from Shaq at this point?
Yeah, I was thrilled to see him take the deep ball and own it, and then he made another big play. He's playing great football. He really is. He's on it. He has been all through the entire preseason. He's been on his stuff, and he's playing as good as anybody. And his play can stand up to anybody that's playing right now.
Was that sort of just the next step for him? You have the good rookie season. There weren't the turnovers didn't come maybe for him, and then to now be.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, and they got to keep trying him, which they will. And he needs to own a deep ball, which he did. And it was beautifully done. And I don't know how you can keep him getting the ball. He's just good enough. He's going to make some plays. It was hard to understand last year, with all the reps that he had. So I think we can expect more. We'll see some guys come back. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see Trey back, Bobby back, KJ back. I don't know if Doug will make it. DJ, all those guys have a chance to come back next week, and we need them. We need that boost from those guys and experience and the leadership that they bring. He did. Yeah, he was the one guy that he banged his shoulder, and we don't know exactly what it is yet.
The interception, a move from Aaron made a good play there, or Sid Russell?
Yeah, we had gone to, it's kind of going to the well, he had a running back out there, and he hung for it, and really he just took a shot at it, and he was right, and he made a great play. He made a perfect play. And, you can't even remember the last time Russ did that, when we threw a ball with a guy stole like that. And so somebody asked if it was characteristic. No, it isn't. That just happened.
We're impressed with Akeem on the right side there.
He hung in there. I need to see the film. He had the one play, we were in zone and the touchdown play. But other than that, he made it through the game. It was a terrific job by him to do that.
You had 3 safeties out there quite a bit, and just kind of, I guess, what did you want to get out of that?
Yeah, we're trying to, keep the linebackers from having too much of a game plan, with too much burden on them, particularly Michael, to learn too much. In such a short time, and I thought Bradley played a fantastic game. And again, the safeties did a really good job. I know Earl had to be on it, and to position Bradley and move him around like that and get T2 on the field, it's a nice substitution for us. Let's grow with that.
How long can you keep Carson so much in special teams that it tracks from you?
We were solo at safeties and linebackers that he had to play. He's a fantastic special teams guy, and so he just had to stay in there. That was not the design going into the season, but this week he just had to do it and it helps out. But he'll play more. There was nothing about his play that kept him out of there. We didn't get enough chances, and I wanted to get Rashad going a little bit, and see where he is in his development.
Anything else? Basic concerning, I think, the pass rush. I think Frank's gotten there a couple of times with a lot of consistency.
Yeah, it doesn't seem we played so straight tonight, which we had to do throughout the game. That we weren't able to help them much, but we have not been very active at this point in the way we've been playing. That will pick up when we're not in a situation where we're trailing, people are mixing the run, and they're contented to do that. We haven't been able to really heat it up the way we'd like to. Okay.